Hello there. Do you ever have clients do the spine stretch forward exercise and they end up rounding their back backwards rather than forwards? Let me give you a little tip here today on how to bring that awareness into their body in a very fast and efficient way for you as a teacher. You get to use less cues, and it's actually much faster and more effective for the clients. So you want to take your client to a wall because that is going to give them the feedback that they need to learn how to create that inner lift or scoop of the abdominal wall without tucking and rolling backwards into a posterior tilt. So let's have you try it. Come up against the wall. You're going to sit your hips as far back into the wall as you can. And then stretch the legs out. Today, I need just a little bend in my knees. This is for tight hamstrings and tight low back. So as needed, your clients can bend even all the way up here or go a little bit wider with their legs. You should know all of these modifications, but if you need that, there's a little extra one for you. So straight legs if you can. Otherwise, a little bend in the knees. Arms out in front, hovered parallel to the floor. Now let's first begin with an arm connection. So you're going to plug both arm bones into the body, not to raise them up, but just to plug the head of the humerus into the shoulder joint. You should feel like there's a little lift in the armpit with the arm bone pulled back in. Then sitting down through the sitting bones, lift up through the crown of the head. The sacrum, the ribs, and the back of the head are against the wall, but only the head against the wall if it's possible. If you have a client with tight thoracic spine, the head may be forward, it's fine. Just find some activation through the back of the neck. Now, when we take the spine stretch forward, there's nowhere to roll backwards into, but you still want to use the wall to feed into that abdominal scoop. So here we go. Pull the inner thighs into the pelvis, lift your spine up tall, pull the belly button in towards the spine as you begin to curl, chin to chest. You're curling around that C1, C2 joint, and then starting to pull one bone or one rib away from the wall at a time while still trying to pull backwards in opposition. And then once you're as far as you can go with the ribs, if you have the flexibility to go a little farther, please do. But keep the arms plugged in because this is a spine stretch, not a lat stretch. That's a lat stretch. It feels oh so good. So if you want to allow it, but then plug the arms back in and then roll all the way back up the wall, one bone or one rib at a time, uncurling at the very end. Remember to cue the abdominal wall. So let's do that one more time with a little breath. You'll inhale, sit tall. Exhale, scoop in through the belly as you peel the spine away from the wall. We'll take a 2-breath cycle. Inhale at the bottom, but pull the belly in deeper and try to grow longer. And then as you exhale, roll all the way back up the wall, one bone at a time. Now, if you happen to have a group class setting, a couple of options. If you're live in person, if you don't have enough wall space for everybody, you can have people go back to back and people can peel away from each other and back up to each other. That's another option. If you're in a one-on-one and you don't have a wall space option, the next option is for you to stand behind your client. You would stand sideways. So imagine that I'm in that same position that I was. I would stand sideways and put my legs sideways so their back was right up against my leg, and I would stand firm into my leg so that way they could use my leg as their wall to peel forward and back up into.
If you enjoyed this sequence, be sure and hit that like and subscribe button. Then check out my on-demand library of Pilates classes linked below. See you next time.